So, in part two of my off day adventure, guess what happened? I ripped my pants. I ripped my pants in transition from the park where I was at in the center of the town to going to the train station. So, I had to make my way back home and basically take that whole trip again. But I did enjoy it. The sun was out, so I kept my big jacket in my bag and got to enjoy a piece of sunlight and some warmth on my walk back to the train station. But here we are at Porta Nova train station. Okay, so as you know, I am an athlete and I'm in Italy at the moment, training for just the upcoming 2022 season. And we train 5 days a week. And on my off day, I love to explore. I love to explore. So this is the train station. I wasn't traveling anywhere, but I did want to come and see, what was up. I want to see what there is to do because it looked like more than just a train station, and I found out that that was true. So starting from the outside architecture, it was just so beautiful. If you look really closely, you can see the stained glass windows, which I thought was so beautiful. So I walk in, there's immediately this gorgeous light just coming into the place. It just uplifted my spirits for some reason, just bright lights and everything. I love lights, and this natural light coming from those window panels up there was just so vibrant, especially in the wintertime. So I really enjoyed that part of it. But yeah, as you walk in, there's some little kiosks. There's a little store on the side called Uniero, and that is basically like a Best Buy. I went in there. They have washing machines, blenders, iron, stuff like that. One of the things I really love about this train station, and I really love this about a lot of places in Italy, and it's that it's so animal friendly, so dog friendly, so pet friendly. Like I'll see dogs walking around everywhere, like in a restaurant, like a sit down restaurant, anywhere. Pets are welcome, and I really appreciate that. So I saw this line forming, and I had been seeing these ads like all over the town. And it turns out that the world of Banksy, the immersive experience, was actually in this train station. I actually didn't research to find where it was, but this was a great surprise. So I definitely went inside to check it out. And one thing that I found super cool about this specific exhibit was that so the artist, Banksy, does not care about copyright at all. Like as soon as we walked in, there was a big sign that said take pictures, like it doesn't matter, art is borrowed. So you can take pictures if you want. So as you can see, he's a street artist and his art is very controversial yet very socially relevant. It makes you start a conversation. If you see something like this on the street and somebody's standing next to you, you probably have a comment. So as you can see around in this exhibit, like people were literally talking about it, pointing at things, taking pictures, sending pictures on FaceTime, and just like really paying attention to the true meaning of his art pieces because not only were they beautiful, but they're very loud. They're very loud in terms of activism. Like he is an artist slash activist and he wants to get a point across with his art. So as you can see, a lot of it has to do with police brutality. A lot of it has to do with social norms that we accept, but he thinks are wrong, or, he just addresses his opinion very boldly. And you can see that in his art. So, with the opportunity to take pictures, of course, I took pictures, and some of these were just hilarious. Like, look at these grandmas knitting. Look at what it says. Grandma on the left says, Punk's not dead, and grandma on the right said, Thugs for life. I thought that was just hilarious. Okay, I want to pause right here on this specific piece of art. So, these children in the painting are playing what looks like catch or a ball game with the big red sign that says no ball games. How rebellious. That's what he wants to portray in his art, and I think it's so cool. Just like rebellion, but in a very comedic way. These two are cool also, the shopping cart hunters, and then these people with the sale ends today. What are we gonna do? Personally, I thought this Ronald McDonald slash Mickey Mouse art was terrifying because I don't know what they're doing and where they're taking this young girl who's like almost nude. But that was there, very loud as well. And finally, this piece right here was a bit more soothing to the eye. So we're used to seeing Dorothy in her blue dress and red sparkly heels, and I'm not really sure what she carries in the basket, but to me it looks like the police or the guard here is wearing some surgical gloves because he feels that what this young innocent girl has in her bag could be dangerous. I don't know. But that right there, the I don't know, is what Banksy evokes from his art. He just brings out the curiosity and the deeper meaning. And lastly, there was the gift shop right outside. And the gift shop basically had t shirts and magnets of most of the famous little parts of his art, like the balloon. The balloon and the little girl are notorious. That's what Banksy is really known for. Again, the cops kissing, very well known. And the posters and everything were pretty cheap. I didn't get any because I cannot afford it, but the posters were mainly €6, and the magnets were like €3, something like that. So it was a nice little pop up experience. Anyways, the point of my off days are to explore, not to spend money. So I finally left the gift shop and left the whole Banksy experience and found this super bougie McDonald's. This is the bougiest McDonald's I've ever seen. Like, they had glass windows. These kiosks, I guess, are new to the fast food industry. I don't eat fast food ever, so I don't know how they've updated the places around the world, but this was my first time being into a McDonald's with, there was probably at most 6 workers in there. Everything was done electronically except for the kitchen. And that was my first time seeing something like that. We've seen so far, we've seen the walkway, we saw a little miniature Best Buy, we saw a whole art exhibit in a train station, and then a McDonald's, and there is still more. So this is a retail store called Mango. They had pretty cute clothes. Most of them were catering to the feminine style. But I thought the style was interesting. The fashion was interesting. It's very much Italian, very much brewing into springtime. And you could see like the kind of transitions through the colors and stuff like that. They had a lot of accessories. They had sunglasses. They had hats, belts, purses. Is a shoe an accessory? I don't think a shoe is an accessory. But they had a bunch of cool things in here. And I've been noticing like the trend in the shoes. So a lot of the shoes are either canvas shoes or some type of boot with a thick rubber heel. In the time that I've been in Italy, it hasn't snowed at all. I know it snows, so I know these boots would really come in handy. These boots are really nice and versatile. I think they can go with a lot. Like, I would probably wear them with some jeans. Other people would probably wear them. Well, at least I've seen other people wear them with skirts, and men and women both wear them. So they're unisex boots. I hope they're properly insulated, but if they are, they would really come in handy for the weather here. Like, it is so cold. It's March right now, and it is freezing. So I left that retail store called Mango, which was the first retail store I've ever seen in a train station, and came into a bookstore. This was huge. Huge. This train station is like a city. They had movies in here, books, games, toys, different little accessories and knickknacks, a lot of things that would be, great on the go if you're leaving to go and see somebody and maybe you need a gift for them. So I understand like the product placement in this train station. But again, it is brand new to me. I've never seen anything like this. So I could really appreciate the things that I've actually seen in here. This has been such a great exploration day, and it's not even over yet. They had phone cases, bookmarks, a bunch of things. The attendants in here were super cool. I don't know whether to call them librarians or bookstore attendants, but they were all nice. They were all friendly. They asked me if I needed anything, and of course I said, No, lo sto guardando. I'm just looking. My Italian's terrible, but I try. So I saw these little comic books. I don't really care for the words in comic books. I never really have since I was a kid, but I love art and I've always loved art. And the art in here was so unique. I feel like comic books especially have really transformed over the years and they have so many different comic books to choose from. So I thought that was really cool in Italian and English both. Of course, I love my Williams sisters. I've looked up to them since I was a kid, both Venus and Serena, so it was really nice to see them in the bookstore. The bookstore was my last stop in the train station before leaving to further my adventure, but I stopped to use the restroom, and that was the first time I had ever paid for a public restroom, so I had to get my money's worth, and I took some selfies, so here they are. It was still daylight outside, so I decided to not only visit the little park that's outside, which I did in my last video, and the train station, but also just wander around the inner part of Turin, downtown Turin. One thing that I noticed immediately after arriving in Italy was the type of cars that everybody drives. The only type of vehicles that ride around in Italy are either trains, buses, motorcycles, or hatchbacks. There is no other type of car here but a hatchback, which I feel like in the US, like hatchbacks are kind of rare, but out here it's just the norm. I wonder why. I don't understand why. Like, is it the shape? Is it more aerodynamic because of the mountains? Like, I don't know what it is. So this is a Rolex store, and then right next to it is the Damiani store. They just look cool to look at. The glass was super clean, the jewels were super shiny, so I stopped to take a look and appreciate it. But I kept walking, kept walking, kept walking, and found a store that was calling my name. Like, I don't know what it was, but the vibe, the music of this whole shop was just super cool. And so, yeah, this store is called Bershka. Here you can see those boots again with the super thick rubber heel. They're just trending out here. These ones are different. They're super long, but just trending. I love this Neapolitan looking, Neapolitan ice cream looking two-piece set. That was so nice. They had like a really like cool dad vibe with the penny tees and oversized baggy jeans. All we need is love. They said put it on a t-shirt, and they did it. Yeah, I really like the accessories in the store. Oh, I love these sunglasses. They're really, really cool. I'm window shopping today, like I said, just exploring, just having fun, just looking at things. And I really enjoyed the vibes. Like these orange cargo pants, calling my names. Just that is just up my alley. That is my style. Even right now, what I'm wearing baggy jeans, this orange beanie, and my oversized jacket. So this whole entire store was just my style. I just felt like I belonged in here. Love these pants. Super cool. This guy liked the tracksuit apparently. So that was the first floor. I went down this super cool spiral staircase and met up with the second half of the store, which is the downstairs part. And I think my favorite part of this store was actually the graphic tees. Like, this is so retro. Look at that. Don't go chasing waterfalls. A word. And they put it on a t-shirt. Love it. So after leaving that retail store called Bershka, I just wanted to tour the city and be a tourist in Torino. So it's the weekend and the city center is always packed. City center is basically downtown. So downtown, there's always some live music, and for me, art in any form, I'm there. If there's music, if there's dancing, if there's painting, I'm there. And this was an all in one. Like, I saw sculptures, heard some live music, got to see some really awesome street performers. So I really enjoyed my time. love is lost and your ghost is found. So this specific part of City Center was just such a hot spot just to chill, relax. Some people just brought their kids here to just walk around with them, play around with them, and it was very nice. It's such a family-oriented area and so beautiful in the daytime. And since all these buildings kind of surround it, the weather inside is not too bad. Like it's not too cold in here, and even though this was a really cold day, I feel like it kind of kept everything insulated. This time in the city center today actually ended up being more special. So I got the chance to appreciate some true Italian traditional folklore music, and I could tell that the other people around me really enjoyed it. There were some people dancing and people that just stopped and paused and really took a moment to appreciate as well. This was such an enjoyable moment. Just watching this couple being back in their youth, dancing to this type of music, and just enjoying themselves in the public was just so wonderful to see. Also, check out this guy playing the harmonica, the guitar, and the bass drum at the same time. Talent. And there was even more talent just around the corner. Check out this pianist. Brava, brava. I was so inspired. What a wonderful exploration day. What a wonderful off day. I came back so inspired. So before leaving and going back home for the night, I was so inspired that I felt like having my own street art performance. Seriously, I took my skates out of my bag and started skating, and I didn't even care. Like, one of my mottos is do it like everyone's watching. And I really loved that. So yeah, today was great. Today was great. I ripped my pants. I went to the park, which I showed in my last video, and saw how they sold things. Look at that. Those are the folklore artists right there. I went to the train station, explored the train station, saw some new things, saw the World of Banksy art exhibit, and then wonderful street art. So I'm glad I could bring y'all along with me, and I hope you enjoyed. This felt like it was my own personal TV show, so I hope you enjoyed my TV show. Catch you in the next video.